Peace and blessings and a whole lot of love. God is how dear, sending out nothing but love. I came across an article because I always hear the term the alpha male and the beta male, or alpha female. But here, this article someone wrote, "Are you alpha? The top 10 traits of an alpha male." Um, The person who wrote the article goes on to write, but what is an alpha male? We all want to be one, that's for sure. We all want to be the guy who men respect and women lust for. But these are just a couple results of being alpha. Not a roadmap to getting there. And before we can concern ourselves with how to get there, we must identify where there even is. In this article, I do my best to define the top 10 traits of a true alpha male. Sure, this will probably differ from what some other people believe alpha to be, but that's the point. Aside from a few universal qualities, our personal perception of an alpha are a reflection of our own values. There is no one strict definition. Number one, he's courageous. The alpha male is not fearless. Nobody is fearless. We all have insecurities and fears that we cannot control. However, the alpha male is able to push on in a particular direction in spite of his fears. He may be afraid that his new business will fail, but that won't stop him from trying. He may be afraid that the cute receptions will reject his advances, but he'll go for it anyway. Number two, he can control his emotions. How we react to unfavorable circumstances play a large role in our life. If the shit hits the fan and you are fired or you are dumped or you are victoriously insulted, how will you react? The alpha male will react by taking a series of deep breaths and evaluating his next best action. He won't lash out emotionally and dig himself a grave. Number three, he has a purpose. It doesn't matter if you want to be a professional athlete, an accountant, a CEO, or a world traveler. When we know where we're heading, when we have a direction in life, we're filled with a sense of motivation and determination. Our days are spent making progress and striving for improvement, and this comes through our thoughts, actions, and overall demeanor. The alpha male always has a purpose. He never just floats around aimlessly. Number four, he's not afraid to make decisions. The fear of making decisions is actually a fear of dealing with the consequences of making the wrong decision. Whatever that means, eating at a shitty restaurant or investing in a shitty company. This stems from the courage we covered in number one above, but it deserves its own number because people recognize decision makers and they identify them as leaders, and alpha males are not afraid to lead. Number five, he's not afraid to say what's on his mind. People have grown overly sensitive. All too often we don't say what we really thinking. Maybe we're afraid to hurt someone's feelings, or maybe we're afraid to start a confrontation. The alpha male perceives and states his honest opinion despite his fears. No, he doesn't do it haphazardly to the point where he needlessly making people feel like shit or starting worthless fights, but he doesn't let an uncomfortable interaction stop him from getting what he wants. Number six, he doesn't let any one thing rule his life. Some people become consumed by their careers, others are consumed by their relationships. When this happens, everything else starts to fall apart. Their health declines, their career declines, and their relationships are ruined. The alpha male recognizes that life must be balanced. Work, love, health, and friends are all essential areas that must be cultivated in order to maintain a strong lifestyle across the board. Number seven, he maintains his physical health. How we feel and how we act starts from within. If we're 300 pounds overweight and we haven't slept in 3 days, then nothing else matters. Without a strong, healthy body, we cannot have a strong, healthy mind, and other people's perception of us will also deteriorate. After all, first impressions are everything, and what do you think when a fat slob stumbles into your path at a grocery store? The alpha male values his body above all else because he recognizes that without himself, nothing else matters. He eats well and he lifts weights. Number eight, he's not afraid to say no. People will ask you favors in life. This is inevitable. And if the benefit of the favor to the other person outweighs the cost of doing a favor to you, then it should be done. but these costs and benefits should be measured. The alpha male is not a pushover. He doesn't blindly oblige to the whims and requests of others. If his boss asks him to stay late but he has plans elsewhere, then he kindly says no and moves on. He doesn't feel the need to explain himself either. He's not saying no out of hatred or contempt, but rather because he's looking out for his best interest. Selfishness is underrated. I'm not saying to be selfish, a selfish asshole, but if we all looked out for ourselves, then we'd be all much better off. Number 9, he acknowledges weaknesses. If you're blind to your weakness, then setting yourself up for failure. If you're blind to your weaknesses, then you're setting yourself up for failure. They will continue to undermine you at every step of your life until they address and improve. It doesn't matter if it's a category of weakness like being bad with women or a character weakness like being impatient. This is my Achilles heels. The alpha male doesn't get depressed about having a weakness, and he doesn't deny it out of a sense of pride. Instead, he realizes what he's lacking and he moves to fix it. Number 10, he holds himself with a strong posture. The final item on this list is a physical one. How we hold ourselves directly impacts how we feel and how others perceive us. The alpha male doesn't slouch forward or stare down at his feet when he's talking to you. He holds his head high and looks you in the eye, and the strong, confident posture is mirrored inside of him. And peace, blessings, and a whole lot of love. When I look through this list, I am afraid to say that I have never met an alpha male. I have never met an alpha male. That means that I have to continue working on myself, because they say we attract who we are and not what we want. If I want to attract an alpha male, then I must become the alpha female. Peace and blessings and a whole lot of love. So much to learn. Everyone has improvement. Have room in their life for improvements to become a better person. I'm looking for the alpha male that has all these qualities that I just listed, that I just read. This article was written by it doesn't say, this taken from www.howtobeast.com. Peace and blessings and a whole lot of love. Goddess Idea.